courts here during the trial and sentencing would paint a picture of a man torn between his ingrained ideology and a sudden and harsh confrontation with the reality of his own actions. Charles Newcomb, David Moran, and Thomas Driver. In a case that highlights the insidious nature of hate infiltrating law enforcement, Charles Newcomb, David Moran, and Thomas Driver, former Florida prison guards, were embroiled in a plot driven by racial hatred. Their target would be Warren Williams, an African-American former inmate whom they had planned to murder in a meticulously orchestrated plot motivated by a combination of personal vendetta and racial animus. The trio's plan was chilling with its precision and cold-bloodedness. They intended to kidnap Williams, inject him with a dose of insulin, and then dispose of his body to make the death appear accidental. The nefarious plot was a reminder of the lethal consequences when individuals in positions of authority are guided by extremist ideology. In the courtroom, the reactions of the trio to the unfolding of their case would be varied, but equally telling. As the details of the plot were laid bare, the gravity of the situation seemed to sink in. Their behavior would range from expressions of defiance to moments of realization, and Newcomb, identified as the mastermind of the plot, had exhibited a somewhat stoic demeanor, occasionally showing signs of frustration as the evidence against him mounted. His reaction would suggest a man struggling to maintain composure in the face of overwhelming legal scrutiny. Moran's behavior would be marked by a silent, brooding presence. He appeared somewhat resigned to his fate, reflecting perhaps a sense of inevitability about the outcome of the trial. This attitude was in contrast to his previously active role in the murder plot, indicating a complex internal conflict. Driver, the third accomplice, showed the most visible signs of remorse. His expressions and body language during the trial would indicate a man who was grappling with his actions. Unlike Newcomb and Moran, Driver seemed to exhibit a clear understanding of the moral and legal gravity of the plot they had concocted. Their sentencing would bring on a mixture of reactions. While Driver had appeared to accept his fate to a degree of resignation, the others would maintain a more defiant stance. The contrast in their reactions underscored the varying degrees of remorse and acceptance amongst individuals involved in racially motivated crimes. Harry Rogers. The case of Ku Klux Klan member Harry Rogers, who committed a violent act against peaceful protesters, illustrates the dangerous intersection of racial hatred and vigilantism. In 2020, amidst the nationwide Black Lives Matter protests, Rogers had driven his truck into a crowd of demonstrators in Virginia. His deliberate attack, motivated by racial animus and a desire to intimidate, would be a chilling display of the extremist ideologies that he espoused. Rogers proudly identified himself as being part of the KKK and harbored deep-seated racist beliefs. He saw the protesters not only as expressions of a community's grief and demand for justice, but as an opportunity to assert his hateful views. His attack, while not resulting in severe physical injury, would be a deliberate attempt to terrorize and harm those who were standing up against racial injustice. In court, his demeanor and reactions were a mixture of defiance and at times a surprising show of contrition. Initially, he appeared unrepentant, echoing the brazenness of his actions on the day of the attack. His bravado would be evident. Consistent with his identity as a Klan member, his previously expressed extremist views shine through. However, as the legal proceedings made progress and the reality of the situation became apparent, there was a notable shift in his behavior. During the sentencing phase, when faced with the consequence of his actions, his attitude seemed to soften somewhat. He had expressed regret, a contrast to his earlier aggressive stance. This moment of apparent remorse was met with skepticism, and many had seen it as a strategic move to garner leniency from the court rather than a genuine expression of repentance. Ultimately, he would be sentenced to a significant term in prison, reflecting the seriousness of his crimes. His sentencing served not only as a punishment for his actions, but also as a message against the use of violence to further racial hatred. The mixture of reactions during the trial, from initial defiance to a somewhat contrite demeanor, highlight the complex and often contradictory nature of an individual who commits such a hate crime.
In these 911 calls, the killers don't even try to hide their hideous crimes. 83-year-old Noel Lavery called 911 in September 2006 and confessed that he smothered his wife, 50-year-old Sherry Lavery, to death with a pillow. Was this an act of compassion or something more sinister? What's your date of birth and all? What is your date of birth? Okay. Okay. Alright, okay. Okay, so since the July your birth, 1928? Okay. Is your wife ill, sir, or was she ill? She was a very chronic alcoholic. Okay. Was she drunk tonight, or what? Yes, what is her name? Okay. Okay, where is she now? No, but where is she in her house now? Okay. Are you there or not? Yes, I'm there. Okay, in the bedroom? Yes. How old is she? Okay. Yep. Yeah, I'm just touching her. Yeah. Yeah. Is she breathing at all or no? Okay. Okay. Did you have an argument with her tonight? Or? Did you have an argument with her tonight? Okay. 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 What does you do tonight? Sorry? Hang on. Was it a mutual decision or was it your decision to do it? We talked about it. Okay. Because she could not give me any promise for alcoholism.
Okay.
251 called 78. And I can say and only caregiver. And I told her the doctor couldn't do this anymore.
Okay.
I was not done up denying anything. This is the people and all I could never say. And she didn't feel any pain because she was chronically alcoholic and drunk. And I heard it, and I heard it, and I heard it until I called her. Get the hell away. You know,
Who's that?
this is my son-in-law trying to get his APR. What? A long time ago. See my son-in-law trying to get his APR.
Okay.
I'm not going to deny anything. The only word
Okay, that's your son. You have a question like that? Your son-in-law later, or your son-in-law, you call him as well?
I called my wife, my previous man.
Okay.
He called 57. We really wanted to continue if the event was on the road. But it's on his job.
Okay.
The police found him
Okay.
basically.
Okay. Okay, no. Alright.
When Noel Lavery called 911 and told them that he had just smothered his bedridden wife, he also described that the decision was mutual based on his wife's incurable alcoholism. However, prosecutors believed that the man simply wanted his wife dead. Lavery allegedly had committed the act to end his wife's drunken suffering. In a tape interview with police, he said, "I don't regret that I've done it. I was taking her pain away." Sherry had reportedly been an alcoholic and also suffered from depression. An autopsy revealed that she had so much alcohol and antidepressants in her system at the time of her death that the substances alone could have killed her. During court, an angry and heartbroken daughter of the couple, Lee Makalewicz, read out her victim impact statement. She was telling those in the courtroom of her mother's extraordinary personality and the love that her parents showed. She stated that her mental illness and addiction took her life long before Noel did, and she also said that she understood why her father did what he did, but that she wished that it happened differently. She did not speak well of the justice system, the Crown, Noel Lavery's lawyer, and the media. The Crown fought for the man who was acquitted of murder to be sentenced to 8 years behind bars for manslaughter, but the defense argued against this, fighting for a 2-year conditional sentence instead. In 2012, Justice Donna Shelley sentenced the man to 2 years of house arrest, stating that sending him to jail would not serve society. "He's already suffered the worst possible punishment," Shelley declared. "He's lost his wife after watching her suffer horribly for a long time. Mr. Lavery loved Mrs. Lavery a great deal, and he took exceptionally good care of her. He suffered greatly watching her suffer." At around 2:45 a.m. on Friday, November 7th, a Tennessee man, later identified as Joseph Parker, called 911, claiming to have murdered his wife with a .38 caliber handgun on their 12th wedding anniversary. In the chilling 911 tape, in a soft, matter-of-fact voice, Joseph thoroughly describes his gruesome crime to the emergency operator.
Yes.
Here in Springfield,
Yeah, Springfield, Tennessee, right behind Oakland Farm.
Okay, what's going on?
Alright, okay. I've been married 12 years on the 4th, which was just 2 nights ago at 4 a.m. I shot my wife in the temple of her head. My children. And I put her in the freezer out in the garage. So I checked on her tonight. I did. She's got a big hole in the temple of her head. And get her body moving around in there. I think I broke her ribs. She's frozen from being in the paint.
You got potty?
Hours now.
You got potty though? Let's go.
I need to get out there and help out clear. I cleared the stuff out of the way. So I'm not going to be there. But I promise you that you will get.
I'm coming though.
I get out there and help her. I still love her. It's hard to believe that bad, but I just went out there to help her.
Okay, what happened that caused you to do that?
It's just a long story. Don't want to get into it. Just want to get into getting somebody out there to help her. I left the front door open. I left all the lights on in the house. So it would be kind of easy to find the last house on the right. I left the front door open in the garage so she could get to the garage. And she'll see her once you get in the garage. And she can't talk. Just blink once, yes, blink twice, no. And so I told her, go around the road, 10, 15 miles, I'm going to call 911. Help out the other. I thought she was dead 2 days. And checked on her. She was still alive. She was frozen. For 2 days, she was frozen solid. Amazing, she's still alive. She's got a big hole in the temple of her head. I shot her with a 38 caliber handgun. And there's a big hole in the temple of her head. I don't see anything.
What is her name?
Samantha Parker.
She a white female?
Yes.
How old is she?
43 years old.
And how long ago did you leave there?
An hour ago.
And that's the last time you saw her?
Yes, that's the last time I saw her.
And she was still in the garage?
Yes, she's still in the garage. I made her as comfortable as I can make her. Got some cool water. Bad shape. Really need somebody out there to help her.
Okay, what is your name?
My name's Joe. So you get there. Don't want to get arrested tonight. All that. So, we don't have any history of domestic dispute. No, we never had but he had a real bad night a couple nights ago.
Okay, we'll send somebody out there to her.
Yeah, it's just like others. It's a guy. Big hole where the temple, the temple of your head is. I love her. I still love her. I'm going to put her up there. I'm married to her. Put her up there. But anyway, just don't keep her alive. Now,
Okay, so we'll send somebody out there. I'm not going to give you my name, sir. Okay, that's fine. Hey, make a note on that. I left the front door open. All the lights are on. Go to the garage. Down for you. Down. Go to the garage. That's where you can see her once you get to the garage. Okay. We'll send somebody out there. Little paramedic. Everything needs an ambulance. She needs trauma. Trauma makes plane to the helicopter. Please get the plane to her. Okay. Thank you.
When police officers arrived at the address on Clydesdale Lane, they discovered the partially dismembered body of Samantha Parker stuffed inside a freezer in the garage. Parker fled the scene before the authorities could arrive. The killer said he had been married to his 43-year-old wife for 12 years, and they had never had any domestic problems in the past. According to Joseph, what led to the terrible turn of events was a real bad night the couple had a few days prior. Springfield Police Chief David Thompson confirmed that the police had never been called to the couple's home. Samantha Parker was described as a woman who kept to herself most of the time. Though she had a car, she was rarely seen going out. As news about Samantha Parker's death and her husband's confession spread throughout the quiet Oakland Farms subdivision that morning, the couple's neighbors couldn't contain their shock.
I catch myself every time I come outside. I do look over there. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I look, and it makes you just say the image of just knowing that she was in there, you know, and the way that it happened. It just makes you sad.
Chloe Crabtree lived with her parents next to the Parkers. She described Joseph Parker as a very stern man who kept to himself. I didn't really see them go out, Crabtree said. He always parked inside the garage, and I would see him leaving in the mornings. I rarely saw her car leave. They were very quiet, the kind of people who never left the blinds open. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation pursued Parker, U.S. Marshal Service, and local police officials from Tennessee and Kentucky at about 3:20 p.m. Friday. State troopers managed to get behind the suspect on the run on Interstate 65 North. Joseph had previously called the police and said he was going to Chattanooga, but the police did not believe him. The authorities were able to pinpoint his location from his cell phone in Nashville, Kentucky. However, he didn't want to be taken alive. Parker pulled out his gun and shot himself when he came to a traffic stop near mile marker 12 on Interstate 65 in Kentucky.
While Venus was conveying in on the car, Mr. Parker took his own life while sitting in his white Toyota.
A year after the incident, the couple's daughter, Mackenzie Parker, celebrated both her parents' lives. Balloons were released in memory of her parents. She said, "Today I find myself missing both of them equally. They showed me what I would like to have in a marriage someday." In October 2014, 59-year-old Alan Fortune explained in a 911 call why he killed his former supervisor, Stephen Swan. He then shot himself following a SWAT standoff.
911, where's your emergency? Hello? I'm here. What is your emergency?
There's no emergency. I'm at a standoff with police on Rico Boulevard.
Okay, what is your name?
Alan Fortune.
Okay, Alan, what's going on?
Please stop. Right.
Are you the one that's shooting at the police, Alan?
You bet.
Okay, why are you doing that?
Well, long story.
Okay, well tell me what's going on, okay?
I've got in 2005, while I was employed at Fort Naval Shipyard,
Okay, what happened at the Naval Shipyard?
I
had a supervisor that came out and caught me. His name was Stephen G. Swan.
Okay, what happened with that?
Well, this guy was trying to make a name for himself. He went through the craftsmanship, one name at a time. Please don't try to destroy me. I'm armed and I'm aware. Yes, I'm here, yes, I'm aware.
Okay, and
So
what?
this guy kept coming after me. So eventually he got me laid off as a threat to the nation. Now, that lasted for about 2 years and they gave me retirement.
Okay.
But I didn't particularly care for his employment. See, this guy was narcissistic in his to do anything he could to get ahead. And I wasn't young.
Right.
2009, 2010, somewhere in there, the Navy filed charges against this guy.
The Navy filed charges against him?
The Navy filed charges against him and a man called Alan Beck. This could get real complicated. In the end, there was an investigation from a team came down from Atlanta. And they did it. The only thing that wants to protect is Michael Lynch. This wasn't all the shot like there was other shots. And they had time off. But back then, I had been on a leave without pay. And some of them said it was crazy. Okay, fair enough. I could have spent the full rest in Atlanta, which would have proved them wrong, but I was Steve Swan was turned Walmart straight on there, and I'm in the conversation.
Okay, so he was able to retire?
Not for another year.
So you ran over him at Walmart today?
Yeah. You know what?
What?
This was really good. That was looking for the best.
What?
But
You just saw him there?
I saw him there.
Okay, well what can we do for you right now?
This is the story that was good.
Okay, well I'm listening, okay?
I wanted all of us. And it's going to take a lot of time. You tell me to pull back on something ends up happening. I won't be shooting something like this. But if next time I see a 40 millimeter, 40 caliber 5mm pen, I will shoot it.
Okay, Mr. Porcini?
Yeah.
Okay. The officer on the scene wants you to come out the back door with your hands up.
Fuck you, say.
Okay, listen, they want you to stop.
They are not in order to hear my
stories, I'm going to lose all my papers and go to jail for life. He might have considered suicide.
Okay, I'm listening. Okay, keep talking, okay?
Let me ask you something. There's a white truck behind the northeast corner of my house. There's still an officer behind it.
I don't know, sir. I'm not.
You know? Well, I'm going to find out.
Mr. Fortuna, please,
Yeah.
please don't fire any more shots. Okay? Please do not fire your gun again.
Well, I tell you what. Tell them to back the fuck off, and we'll end up in a resolution. They can say it out in the street all they want, but if you're trying to fucking make terms and maneuver in position, it's not going to happen.
So you're telling me you want to go back onto the street?
That's absolutely right.
Okay, all right. Hold on for me just a moment. I'll put it this way, okay?
Yeah.
You said you want to back onto the street, not come to your town.
You there?
I'm here. And I told her that you were going onto the street. Okay?
What's your first name?
My name is Linda.
Hi, Liz. My name's Alan.
Okay, Alan. I would like to try something resolved and work out whatever issues you have.
Great.
And I am.
Judge Walter, he's a fucking asshole. And what, divorce. The United States Air Force, these fucking people, you go look up William Collins. Go look up William Collins, man. Nothing never filled up my performance report.
Who is he?
William Collins, 125th, every fuel job.
Were you in the Air Force?
I was in the Air National Guard, but I was active duty there. I got 6 years working for the United States government, and I am a two-time soldier. You make sure that's not
Okay, I'm listening now.
hang on. I did not like professional.
Well, I thought we can't have this message talk, but
Sorry.
I'm listening to your story. That's right.
All right. You know, I don't really want this to happen this way.
Well, you know, you're the one that can make
The United States government pushed me into a corner because they wanted to prove things. Now I'm going to prove. You need to look up a commanding officer called Leo Saban. Spelled his last name. But he was the commanding officer of Trident 2007.
what's the last name? Fago?
F-A-E-A-U or something like that. Shouldn't be too much trouble.
What base is he in command?
That's right.
Okay, and what about him?
He was the one that supported me. Steve Swan and all these other shots were coming out. Employees trying to teach everybody a lesson.
So they were coming after other employees?
Absolutely. In other words,
Leo Savior, the supervisor says that under his command, created a hostile work environment. Okay, Alan, I'm still listening. Now, before I get too wound up on ADD Air Force, now I'm going to come after Judge Foster. Okay, what do you mean say you're going to come after me? Well, I figured if you're probably going to make a newspaper, so I might as well get you back. I'm not going to come after you. Leave now, I know you can in on all those negative thoughts, kill myself. Well, is that what you're saying, that you're going to kill yourself? Depends. What does it depend on? How this ends up. Okay, well, I'm going to ask you not to hurt anyone else. And I don't want you to hurt. I can't, agree to the first part and second part. But I'll tell you, I'll go this way. I'm not going to hurt anyone. This is between me and the police department. They want to come out here with weapons drawn. Fine. Okay, so what are you saying exactly about the police? Are you the only one inside? I'm not going to answer that question. Does anybody? No. Anybody inside with you that's in danger? Possible. Let me go this way. You might as well start clearing the window. What kind of explosion? I'm not going to take that, but it's direction. When you say it's directional, what does that mean? Some sort of propellant, or what are you talking about? I tell you what, I got 50 years, all working for the military, 27 years above, and 16 working for the Air Force. You figure it out. Well, I don't have military experience. Well, that's unfortunate for you. I'm just going to tell you this. There's enough explosives in the world right now, so where things are going to be very bad. And I know you call it a lot. I know how this works, but you're never going to get back to your fault, right? You're trying to FA the surveillance, establish the perimeter. I got it. This is going to end up bad. Okay, well, what do you I take that? Yeah, well, I am. But I'm just a little help. I can go. I'm on. What is it? You just hung up on me.
According to Nassau County Sheriff's Office, Under Sheriff George Luders swam as the former supervisor of Fortuna at the Trident Blueship facility on the Naval Submarine Base Kings Bay. The suspect started working at the shop in 1997 and voluntarily retired in July 2010. Fortuna allegedly blamed Swan and another supervisor for losing his job. He made several death threats in the past to Swan for ruining his career. The sworn ex-employee had a history of violent behavior. In 2007, he was taken into custody under the Baker Act for threatening to kill himself. Police found notes at the scene indicating he had been suicidal for some time now. Shortly after, he was served with an injunction for protection in divorcing his wife and arrested for contempt of court in 2005. Fortuna happened to see Swan at a Ulu Walmart, and something snapped. Surveillance footage showed Fortuna intentionally running over Swan with his car, then getting out of the vehicle and pummeling him on the ground. Witnesses who saw the unfolding of the events called the police and followed the suspect to his home on Arrigo Boulevard in Fernandina Beach. According to looters, Fortuna barricaded himself inside his home and settled into a standoff with deputies, who called in a SWAT team from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to negotiate with him. In his final call, Fortuna said he wanted the operator to make sure that the man he killed in the parking lot was Swan.
See my friend? 911? Yeah. I said, let me talk to the person I talked to before. I said, hold on one second. Alan? Yeah. Hey, this is Linda. Hi, Linda. What's going on? I want you to do me a favor. I'm going to hang on it. Okay. Why? Because I want you to confirm the name of the person that I killed in Walmart parking lot. I can't live with myself if I thought I killed somebody that was living there. When you find that out, call me back. Thank you. I had a wallet in the pocket that I identified. All right, tell me what's your first name again? Confirm it for me. S-W-A-N.
Damn, cut.
Okay, I'll call you back.
When SWAT officers finally entered the home, they found Fortuna dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators also found a makeshift bomb that did not detonate inside the home. Swan succumbed to the injuries he sustained. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Are there any 911 confessions that you can't forget? Let me know in the comments below so I can check out the stories. In July 2018, a harrowing phone call was made to emergency services. 84-year-old Lawrence Franks confessed to killing his demented wife with an iron pole after he could no longer cope with her illness, believing that it was an act of mercy.
Hello, it's Northwest Ambulance Service here. Just tell me exactly what happened. Okay, well, you still do I? Yeah. Okay, just tell me exactly what happened. What exactly happened? It's uncle. Right. Incontinent. Okay. 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 Right. Are you with the patient now? Yeah. Right. How old is the patient? 82. Are there any weapons involved? Only a lump of iron. A lump of iron. Okay. Is there any serious bleeding? Not really. Are you going by her now? No. Are you able to go to her with the phone? No. You can't go to her? What's stopping you from going to her? What do you want to know? I just want to try and help her. She said. Okay, we're sending you some help right away. We're going to get there as quickly as we can, okay? How was that? What's the distance? Hit her with the bounce, smothered her. Say that again, sorry? Okay, well, we just need to come and help her as quickly as we can. Okay, we're going to get some help there as soon as we can. Thank you. Will the police arrive there now? Yeah. Hello, Sheriff, please. Okay, you're there with them now. Yeah. All right, I'll leave you with them. Thank you.
The killing allegedly happened after the former bus driver and lifeguard's wife, Patricia, had not recognized him. In an act of desperation, he struck her on the back of her neck multiple times with an iron scaffolding pole as she lay in their bed in their home on Francis Road in Gatley, Scotland. To make sure that his beloved wife was truly dead, he then smothered her with a pillow. According to authorities, the couple had been married for over 60 years and were devoted entirely to one another. When Patricia had been diagnosed with dementia about 10 years prior, they tried to live life as normal. They continued to go on holidays together, and Franks had made alterations to their home to make living easier as they went. Franks had promised his wife that he would never place her in a care facility and vowed to live out their days together at home. But as the 86-year-old's dementia worsened to the point that she was incontinent and unable to walk, and he had recently been in hospital for a hernia, he could no longer. Patricia had worked for the NHS as a pharmacy assistant for 30 years. And in her time, she had reportedly witnessed negative experiences of elderly patients. Defense's Vanessa Thomas stated in court that it was an unfortunate case and that Franks knew he could no longer give her the adequate care she needed. But he also knew he could not put her in a care home where he felt she would be left to rot. Doctors ruled that Lawrence Franks had suffered from adjustment disorder, which had impaired his ability to make a rational judgment. He pleaded guilty to manslaughter with diminished responsibility in Manchester Crown Court. Judge David.
That's weird.
5 something?
Okay, so they did get that. That's some weird shit they did.
Yeah. All right.
Did he get what say?
You know what's fucked up? This thing, I said, hey yo, because she asked if I could bring her. And I was like, well, I won't have a truck till after 10. And she's like, oh, I'll be there about 30. I was like, your mom ready to come get you? He was like, I don't want to go with her. That's how he said it. He went,
She's dead. But how is she dead? Because that's killed.
I don't want to go with her.
Right.
She was killed.
He's sitting here, I got everybody ready. I'm like, little dude, you know, if you stay, you gotta spend the night, right?
CCTV
Oh,
footage
I
captured Brown.
said, you spend the night? He said, I just want to stay for. I said, well, if you stay, I won't have a truck till after 10. If you stay, you probably don't have to stay the night because they ain't gonna be. He's like, okay, well, I want to stay. And he's like, I want to stay too. I'm like, oh, baby, they already on their way. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's like, I want to stay, daddy. But when she said her mom, she's like, why? Which is cool. So I was like, oh, my God, that's cool. But yeah. Had I not already told her that she was ready to go, I'd have been like, they both want to stay. You know? But I know itty bitty she like would have been like, I'm gonna go home.
She's great.
Yeah, so.
You didn't feed yourself?
No, of course not. That's your job. What the fuck is wrong with you? The hell?
I was hoping.
Yeah, hold on. And I was like, it's perfect because little dude got he up. I was like, oh, he's still up, so she ain't got nothing to do but come here and watch TV.
But instead of pressing charges, his fiance wanted him to get help. Then,
you guys are getting chicken strips.
He already ate.
You're getting chicken strips.
And what else?
And mashed potatoes.
They better bitch. Okay.
Okay,
That works for me.
Thank God. I was like, I don't want to make gravy and shit.
Fuck. Was described as happy, bubbly, and popular in court. Her fiance and now killer had been described as quite the opposite, reportedly as being self-absorbed and remorseless.
TV, alright? So, okay, well, she said you good, so you go ahead and watch TV.
You're not hungry, are you, Charlie?
She can't hear your head, buddy. Let me see the remote. You put it up here. She could hear your head, then you gotta tell her.
Okay.
Really upset, Marvin.
I love you, buddy. Oh. What? Black and blue?
Well, because she did. Only since December the 6th, and she come home tonight and told me she won't know me again. I'm trying to get a divorce from her, and she won't leave. And she just send it up to sheriff. I'm pretty sure she said.
Woohoo! There they go! What?
That's her phone number. It's a cell phone. You need to send deputy sheriff. You can send an ambulance, but I'm pretty sure she said. I will not pick up this weapon again. Okay. Where are you going to be in the house? I'll be at the door. Okay. And what's her name, sir? Ricky Green. Ricky? Yes, ma'am. That's short for something else? No, ma'am. 2594 Wakefield Creek Road. It's the house of it. It's the back.
You want waffles? Chicken waffles.
I don't care.
In January,
I'd rather have the mashed potatoes, actually.
Okay,
and his
I'll make
wife
them.
Janelle Green reported to
Yeah, mashed potatoes sound
Green
good.
had asked his wife for a divorce, but she refused to leave. Green confessed to shooting her while she had been sitting in a chair in their Green Township home.
Don't you?
Green's initial story to the police was that he had shot his wife out of anger upon discovering that she had been unfaithful. He claimed that she
A normal time tomorrow, 11 to 8.
and that was when he allegedly got his
Why the tab keeps switching?
However, his story
On the days when we have 2 security guards, I don't need to be there. But when there's only one, that's when they want me there, which they've never done before.
Why don't you doubt it? His anger had reportedly gotten the better. He shot her out of sheer rage. Another claim made by Green during investigations was that the shooting had been accidental. But Trumbull County prosecutor Chris Becker disputed his new claims of the event, questioning why he did not mention her death being accidental to the police or anybody else before. In August that same year, Judge Peter Contos gave the killer the maximum sentence of 18 years to life imprisonment for killing his wife. Green avoided making eye contact with any of his wife's family members during court, even when they addressed him directly. Janelle's brother, Craig Gorski, responded to his story by saying, "Nice story, Rick. Too bad nobody is going to believe that. Obviously, what you've done to our family is disgusting, and what you've done to Janelle is even more." On March 7, 2018, a 60-year-old man dialed 911 and confessed to shooting a younger man named Robert Irvine to death in his home. The younger man hadn't broken into the older man's house. The older man hadn't protected himself against the home intruder, but had planned and prepared to kill Robert Irvine. What makes this 911 call even more surprising is that the dispatcher recognized the killer's voice as Joseph Millier, a former Wyoming County Sheriff's deputy.
Wyoming County 911, what's the address of your emergency? This is Joe Millick. Yes, Joe, what's going on? Had a whole bunch of units. I just shot and killed somebody at my house. What, Joe? You heard me. I just shot and killed somebody at my house. Was they breaking in or something, Joe? No, I shot and killed them. Where's the gun? The gun will be out on the porch. I will be laying down on the porch. All right. And you heard that, Joe? I shot him in the head. All right. Some people heard that way. All right. Bye-bye.
The once respected sheriff's deputy, who had also been in the army, was a predator who revealed police what Millian had done to him. The night before he was murdered, Irvine had told Millian to turn himself in and put a bullet in his head. Fearing how he would be treated in prison, being a retired sheriff's deputy, Millian searched online to find out how police officers were treated in prison. Unaware that the allegations fell outside the statute of limitations, Joseph Millian invited Irvine to his house in Perry, a town in Wyoming County, New York, on March 7th with the intention of killing him. When Robert Irvine arrived at Joseph Millian's house, Millian offered him a drink but instead went to the bathroom where he retrieved a 45 caliber handgun with earlier alleged was capped and broken. Millian confronted Irvine and took a shot but missed.
Robert Irvine started to run from the house, but William pursued him whilst continuing to fire his weapon. Robert Irvine was hit 3 times, in the back, in the leg, and in the midsection. He fell to the ground and begged the landlord not to shoot him in, but Maniac ignored his cries for help and fired a single shot in his head. Joseph Maniac then called Robert Irvine's roommate and told him what he had done before calling 911. To avoid being further shamed for his behavior, Joseph Maniac took a plea which avoided any of the young men he had abused being called to testify during the trial. Maniac pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 15 years to life. He was 16 years old at the time of the crime. The disgraced former sheriff's deputy will most likely vanish. A 10-year marriage ended with 2 women after a dispute over electric services, and 2 children witnessed the shooting.
Communications problems. I get on record. My ex-husband was still in the same home. I came home and basically left me completely out of my home. He then basically roundabout said that if he cannot get back in, he's going to do something to the home while we're in here. But I just want it on record that he made an he didn't say we can do anything other than lock us out of the house. But it was an implied threat, and I just want it on record. Let's get a deputy talk to you on the phone so that way you can discuss this and have each member documenting what you know what date of birth? Okay. So he threatened to destroy the house, or did he threaten bodily harm? He didn't threaten bodily harm. It was an implied threat. Basically, I'm going to go back. The last time he called the sheriff out here, it was because he wanted to see the 10 o'clock because I was cooking. Now, the second thing that's
what difference it makes? Just change it. If he ain't asleep, that'll make him go to sleep.
Turned off all of the electricity, locked a lockbox that is owned by Duke Energy so that I couldn't get to it, and he locked me out of my garage. 911, what is your emergency? Yes, this is from fighting or shooting. There's been a fighting or shooting? Yes. What's the address? Yes. Okay, and what exactly happened? I was coming home. There's an alarm in the system, and I tried to enter the home, and I was coming. Coming inside, I was able to find out what was going on. I turned off the electricity. I had the electricity turned off. She didn't want me into the house. I got into the house, and my son attacked me. He was wrong with it. He attacked me. I had my weapon on me, and while they were attacking me, I had to basically, I shot him. You shot him? Yes, I shot him and his mother. He's still alive right now, but his mother's not. I don't know. She could be alive. I don't know. Okay, are either of them conscious and breathing right now? I'm not sure. I don't know. Where's the gun right now? It's on me, and he's conscious and breathing. Okay, where's the gun right now? It's on me. Can you secure that weapon for me? Yes.
Yeah, he outside.
He attacked you and you shot him by defending yourself?
I guess I better go get him.
Yeah. I shot him. I basically woke up to me. I was fighting and now we off and I basically shot him. Yeah, I was talking to him and shot him. What is your name? Are you able to put pressure on the wound, on the son? Really. Okay, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, so I need you to set that gun down, and I need you to meet law enforcement outside, okay? Yeah, I'm already outside. Okay, to go back by my side. I want you to go put the gun inside. It's already secured. It's already secured. It's secured in the lockbox. Okay, and you said your address was 176. Yes. What's the last name? Please just come with the calling me, son. Listen, everyone, it doesn't matter my call today. I don't even know how to get this one. Okay. Are you out on the property right now? I'm in I'm in the car. I'm in the car. What kind of car? Take a deep breath for me, okay? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. What kind of car are you in? What kind of car are you in? 430 color. Why? Okay, you're doing a good job. Just want you to take a deep breath, okay? I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you to sit there and wait for law enforcement to come, okay? There's going to be a bunch of them coming. I don't want you to freak out. I want you to keep your hands where they can see them, okay? They're going to give you instructions when they get there. You need to follow those instructions to the T, okay? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, where's your wife and her son? Are they still inside? Yeah. Where did you shoot them at? I don't know. You're not going to try to go anywhere, correct? I don't know. Okay. Where's the lockbox at? The lockbox in the car. Can you throw the lockbox out of the car? Let me know where you're putting that lockbox. Yeah. Where's that lockbox? From me. Can you set it on the ground outside? Yeah. I need you to do that for me. Set the lockbox on the ground outside and let me know when you've done that. I need you to talk to me. Yeah. I need you to talk to me. I need you to put that lockbox on the ground outside if you're going to wait in your vehicle. I don't want that weapon anywhere near you when law enforcement gets there. Yeah. Can you put that lockbox outside? Yeah. Okay, do that for me right now, and let me know when it's done. Okay. I don't hear anything moving. I do. The lockbox is outside on the ground now? Yeah. Okay, and you're still inside the car, correct? Yeah, I'm inside. Do you have any other weapons with you in the car? No. No. Where did you shoot them at? I don't know, something off from that side of my Alright, take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath, okay? Okay. Important right now is that you do your best to stay calm, okay? What's done is done. You can't change that. But what you can change is how we move forward from here, okay? I need you to take a deep breath and stay calm. You should. Yeah. Where are your hands at right now? Stay away. Can you keep them on the top of the steering wheel for me? There's going to be several officers coming. I don't want you to give them any reason to think you may have another weapon. Okay. Keep your hands where they can see them. And you just keep me on the phone. Yeah. How long is that in the top? Oh, the kids are inside. There's kids inside? Yeah, the kids are inside. The man shot by himself in the room. Yes, the kids are inside. How old are the kids? Like 5 and 6. Okay, and you didn't shoot them, did you? Oh, no! They're locked in their room? No, they're not locked. They're in the room. Door's open. Do you want to go back inside? No, I want you to stay in the car. Okay, alright. Stay in the car until an officer there tells you otherwise. Yeah. You're still in the car, right? Yeah. Okay, just keep me on the phone, okay? What are the kids' names inside? Yes. Okay. I don't want you to do anything right now except sit in that car. I don't want you to move. I don't want you to get out. I don't want you to do anything. But sit in that car and keep your hands on that steering wheel, okay? You hear what I'm saying? Yes. Just keep your hands on the steering wheel. Tell me how the place started. I was coming in the house. The man was on. But the man went off. And so I came to the house because I turned the electricity off and turned everything off. Leaving. So the alarm came on and somebody had to do something with the camera to turn it on or whatever. I came to the house and see that everything was on and he said, exactly, so my son was here. And so I was going inside, so I turned the light off and you can some lights or whatever. And I said no, because the lights are in my name, so I turned it off and she put everything in her name. And we're inside the house. She's coming with me, went to the doorway, pushed through the doorway, and her son came from behind me. And as I come behind me, and she pushed him and she just said, yeah. You know, and so she started fighting, she was trying to hold me, while he was trying to run, he was shooting me, the basement broke into the house, and I had the lights set, and they turned the cameras and everything off. So when I opened the camera light off, that's when it happened. Okay, and you were just trying to defend yourself? Yes, sir. Okay. Well, remember what I said. You can't control what's already been done, but you can control how we move forward from here, okay? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want you to be alarmed by the amount of people coming. I don't want you to get scared and panic and try to run anywhere. I want you to do your best to remain as calm as you can and just sit in that vehicle until law enforcement tells you otherwise, okay? Okay. You're doing good at remaining calm so far. I don't want anything to escalate from here. Okay. And that lockbox is outside of the car, correct? Yes, sir. And there's no other weapons in the car? No. Okay. Any pets or anything in the house? No. Where do you work? I don't work anywhere. What do you do throughout the day? Any hobbies or anything you like to do? No. My name's Chris. I just want you to know that I appreciate you being cooperative with me and listening to me. Okay. Okay. Enforcement's arriving on scene. I'm going to give you some instructions that they're asking me to tell you, okay? Okay. I need you to follow these instructions to the best of your ability, okay? Okay. I want you to open your car door, and I want you to step out slowly with both of your hands up in the air, okay? Okay. Put me on speaker. Keep your phone in your left hand, okay? Okay. You do it right now? Yes, do it right now. Okay.
When deputies arrived at the Daytona Park Estates home just before 8 p.m., 47-year-old Michael B. Williams was sitting in a vehicle parked in the driveway. He surrendered and was taken into custody without incident. Officers then entered the home and found both victims, 48-year-old Marsha Eubanks Williams and her son, 28-year-old Robert Adams, deceased in the house. Adams' two children, ages 5 and 6, were also found in the house, unharmed. Detectives determined the defendant and his ex-wife had been involved in an ongoing dispute over domestic issues, including electrical power to the house. The couple was both still living together following the divorce in June. They had been married for 10 years. The victim and defendant had each called the sheriff's office on occasion over the past several months to document verbal arguments about the property and living arrangements. However, there were no allegations of domestic violence or any threats of violence. Williams explained he had shut off the power to the house, locked the electrical panel, and left. He said he returned to discover the victims had cut the lock, restored power, and placed a new lock on the panel. That led to the argument that led to Williams fatally shooting both victims. The 47-year-old said he was attacked, held down, and repeatedly punched in the face during the argument. But he did not have any apparent injuries that would indicate a significant physical altercation, other than some superficial scratches. Williams' criminal history includes arrests several years ago in another jurisdiction for domestic battery, child abuse, and battery on a law enforcement officer, but he was not convicted of any of those charges.
I'm going to turn it as soon as I get your
The
food
shooter
done.
was transported to the
I'm gonna turn that
Louisiana
TV
County
so
Branch
you can get
Jail after his interview with detectives. He was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He remained held with no bond.
No, I think I told my
That's the
mommy.
shit you watch on YouTube. New
A
games.
Las Vegas woman called 911 and calmly confessed.
Yeah.
Talk about cracking people's ass cheeks together and fire medical.
No, I think I told my mommy.
What did you do?
Why
Why did you kill your mom?
if I did, I murdered her.
How did you do that?
I pushed the table on her head and I blinked it.
You did what with the table? Medical 8759. Where are you?
I'm at my mom's house. I went to the office.
You said,
Yeah,
okay, what did you do to her?
I killed her.
How did you kill her? You said something about a table?
I broke the table on her head.
You dropped the table on her head?
I broke the table on her head and I cut her knuckle.
And you cut what?
Her knuckle.
Where are you at now?
I'm in the garage in the water.
What kind of car?
Around 2:30 a.m. on October 26, 2022, 28-year-old Hen Bustami made a chilling confession, but she fled the scene. First responders who arrived pronounced Afaf Bustami dead at the scene due to multiple lacerations. 3 hours later, Hen was stopped by the California Highway Patrol in Barstow. The officer pulled her over and said she had blood on her clothing and cuts on her hands. She allegedly told detectives that she and her neighbor had gotten into a fight, during which Hen hit Afaf over the head with a glass tabletop, shattering it. She then allegedly admitted to using the glass table shards to stab her mother to death. Interviews with neighbors after the murder turned up footage from a ring camera video of a Honda Accord, associated with Hen and carrying California plates, leaving the residence around 2:30 a.m. Previously, the 28-year-old had been arrested at Las Vegas's Harry Reid International Airport on August 31st after allegedly dining and dashing. They found her near baggage claim, where, court documents allege, she was belligerent with officers, saying she was being harassed because cops had never seen anyone as pretty as her. Additionally, they discovered a bench warrant out for her arrest tied to a misdemeanor battery case against a security guard, dating back to June 1st, 2022, during which the arresting officer wrote that she was too intoxicated to sign the citation. She had then failed to appear for an arraignment in July. The Las Vegas Police Department had responded to 12 calls for service at the mother's home that year, including 7 for family disturbances, 1 for an alleged attempt to take her life, and 1 for an alleged missing person report. Usually 10 o'clock or later, they would just be screaming in the backyard. I could always hear the screaming and yelling, so I just try to keep to myself. And, well, of course, shortly after all the screaming, the police presence would be involved and things would be out. We'll get settled down, and then a week later, it happened again. A Fox co-worker had also called 911 before Hen's arrest made the news to report the victim missing. A Fox previously told the caller she was scared because Hen had threatened to kill her.
Why the fuck I got so many damn chicken strips?
I just did 3.
That is fucking 10 chicken strips.
I didn't know there's only 5 in the whole package.
You gave me 10.
Gave you 3.
It looked like 10.
I know what it looked like, but I know it ain't.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I know how to
You either
count.
come in here and don't feed me, or you come in here and fucking stuff me like I'm fucking Ethiopian or some shit. The fuck?
Kenny, this
Balance your
month.
shit out.
Sir, what's your address?
Feed me evenly every day.
So not at all.
No up and up. No. I said feed me. Feed
Where are you at in the house now?
is the first part.
That's something you can eat.
Me was the second part. Shit that can sustain my life.
It can.
No, it cannot.
Happy
can kill
me,
me.
happy you.
Nah, fuck up. That's what I'm saying. Happy me, happy you. Huh?
Hey.
Huh?
Okay, I'll take one away.
Yeah, do that. Do that. That's a good start.
You're sure she's
I'll eat this one. Watch out.
okay. What happened, sir? Okay. And you're sure you're at this address?
Yes,
All right. Is there an apartment number?
that's a house.
Okay.
There you go.
The couple had allegedly been going through some issues when he stabbed his wife, according to Manhattan. Police responded to their home on the 400 block of East 222nd Street around 11:49 a.m. on January 16. Manhattan was arrested by police and charged with aggravated murder of his wife. His bond was set at $1 million. Manhattan has been undergoing several psychiatric examinations since his arrest and was found incompetent to stand trial in March. In August that same year, a court filing shows that a board official contacted Cuyahoga County Jail, where he was being held.
That's Cleveland.
A psychologist found Manhattan was a risk to his own safety and should be watched accordingly. The psychologist stated that the man was at risk for potential suicide and needed to be monitored to ensure that he does not cause harm to himself or others. In February 2019, Manhattan, who was being held on the mental health floor of the jail, unleashed a horrifying attack on one of the prison nurses. In footage captured of the attack, Manhattan is seen walking up from behind the 50-year-old nurse inside the jail and choking her. The nurse told police she was using an inmate from the day room, a larger than outside of cells, at the time of the attack. She also stated that she believed that Manhattan was angry with her for refusing to prescribe him sleeping pills. He was transferred to the acute ward of the mental health floor. The attack highlighted numerous security concerns for Cuyahoga County Jail, as well as other prisons in the state and the county. As a result, more officers have been appointed to monitor prisoners and keep prison workers like the nurses at home safe and harm. To this date, that Manhattan is yet to stand trial.
Change it, Shauna.
Ward contacted 911 in September 2009. He said
Change it. Huh? Oh.
The millionaire developer from Florida was arrested for the second-degree murder of his wife, Diane.
I just saw my wife. You just what? I just saw my wife. Where's your wife? She's right here on the floor. Please the bottle of 5277 Iowa Country Club Drive. 5277 what drive? Iowa Country Club Drive. Okay, the address you're giving me is not coming up. 5277 Iowa Country Club Drive. Firework? Yes, firework. ISLEWRTH. Okay, what's going on there? I just shot my wife. You just shot your wife? I shot my wife, yes, please. Search my liver. Go around and let me have the fire department. Don't move up. I will. Where are you working at, sir? 5277 Firework Country Club Drive. Hello? I'm here. Hold on. I'm sorry. Is that right? It's 12. No, 52. 52. Yes, 77 Firework Country Club Drive. I'm there. I just shot my wife. Okay, where's the weapon? It's in the, yes. I'm sorry? Where is she breathing? No, she's dead. You know that for sure? I think so, yes. Okay, sir, where is the weapon? It's in the nightstand next to the bed in the master bedroom. Not the weapon you saw, because officers at front door. Where is your wife that is shot? She's in the floor in the master bedroom. How old is she? She is 1954, or whatever it is. What is 1954? Your brother's not breathing, or? She's dead. She's done. I'm sorry. Okay. Sheriff's office, you're on the right. Yes, we again? You do have the gun secure, correct? Yeah, it's next to that in the nightstand. The gun is secured, yes. It's not a problem, no. I'll be putting the front step. How long will it happen, sir? Probably 5 minutes to get on the first step. You're out on the front step? Yeah, on the first step. And then on the front gate on the first step. And right there, the front line there. Yeah, how old is your wife? 1954, so let's see what I live at, 1955. Yeah. Is that the only weapon in the home, sir? Yes, I'm just, like, yes, I think it is. There may be one more weapon that's downstairs. I'm not certain. Okay. What, the gun just went off, or what happened? What exactly happened? The gun just went off. Where was she shot at? Where's the wound? I don't know where it is. I mean, okay. This was awful. On the floor, and I don't know what happened. Where is she at in the house? Where is she at in the house? She's in the master bedroom upstairs. She is in the master bedroom also? Yes. No, I'm downstairs. No, she's in the master bedroom. Yeah, she is. Okay. She is. Yeah, I'm here. Stay on the phone with me, okay? No, I'm fine. It's fine. You know, I feel the word. The what? You know, okay. Yeah, it's fine. So there's not, you know, on the phone, you know, things, you know, they're going past you. Yeah, they just happened. Tell me something about that. Did you see the deputy? Yeah, I see it. Why? But tell me about that. That's about that. Okay. Can you step down and wave? No, I thought I waved. Yeah, he must have got no wave. Yeah, I'm here. Guys, over here. Over here. Yeah, let him please. Are you still on the front step? No, I'm walking toward the street. Where are you walking toward? Toward the street, because okay, sir? Oh, yeah, no, I got a little phone. We're good. Are you with the deputy? We can hang up with you. Okay. Obviously, I'm a photo and it's a problem. But let's, in the morning, please try to talk to Glenn. I just called him. He understands what's going on. And then get all the best during the scene. Thank you. Beth is 5. It's about 12:30 in the morning. Diane is dead. It's a long story, but she's dead. Try to get hold of Glenn in the morning. Nobody's doing nothing to it right now, but that's, we have to decide how to handle kids right now. But obviously, I'm in the photo and it's a problem. But let's, in the morning, please try to talk to Glenn. I just called him. He understands what's going on. And then get all the best during the scene. Thank you.
According to authorities, Diane had been shot in the face in the couple's master bedroom during a conflict over financial trouble. James Ward had claimed that his wife had taken back too much wine with her antidepressant and became aggressive. She had allegedly been holding the gun, which went off when he tried to get it away from her. As investigations continued, it became possible that the argument from that night was also connected with fraud allegations at Ward's real estate business. Police arrested Ward and charged him with second-degree murder and was held on a $100,000 bond. In 2011, he was convicted of second-degree murder, but in 2016, a judge called for a retrial. James E. Feltman represented Ward at his retrial, arguing that the first trial had failed to gather sufficient evidence to sustain his conviction, saying that there was no proof beyond reasonable doubt that he had, in fact, killed her. He also stated that the state had failed to rebut the possibility that Diane's death was accidental. During the retrial, Sarah Ward, daughter of Diane and James, begged the judge to set her father free, since he had spent 6 years in prison unfairly. His conviction was overturned and replaced with a charge of manslaughter. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison. The 6 he had already spent would be credited. After admitting to trying to murder his wife, the next caller insisted on smoking a cigarette before being arrested.
You need police or ambulance there?
Yes, ma'am, this is serious.
Okay. Do you need police or ambulance?
Would you shut up and listen to me for a second? I'm trying to get you on my speakerphone so I can hear you. And yes, ma'am, this is serious. Stupid phone. Ma'am, I will call you back.
Shit.
You need the police or ambulance there?
Yeah. I will call you back.
What is your name?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, can I help you?
My name is Charles Hendricks Foster. And, I am about ready to kill my wife.
What's your
This is
address?
not a joke. Shut up and listen to me.
Okay, first I need your address and then I'll shut up.
Shut up and listen. I'm not kidding, ma'am. I deserve to go to jail for murder. I want to kill her. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
Tell me your name again.
Pardon me, ma'am?
Your name?
Oh, my name is... How stupid can you people get? My name is Charles Hendricks Foster.
How do you spell your name?
I'm giving you my name. You want my address?
Yeah. What street?
You have that? Send the cop out here right now. Please.
Okay.
I want to hurt this woman real bad.
What's her name?
Pardon me, ma'am?
Yes.
Whatever. Come on, lady. At least talk to me.
I'm trying to help you, but I'm having a hard time hearing everything that you're saying. Your phone has kind of an echo. Have you been
Pardon me, ma'am?
Your phone has an echo.
Oh, my phone has an echo.
Yeah, have you been drinking or using any
Nothing about that.
Okay, have you been drinking or using any drugs?
Okay, what would you like me to do?
Answer the question. Have you been drinking or using any drugs?
No.
Okay, where is your wife right now?
She's sitting right next to me.
Okay, what's her name?
Yes, of course.
Have you done anything to physically hurt her yet?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
What have you done?
I punched her in the face because I really want to kill her right now. Because she's the plain drunk.
Okay.
No, we have not been drinking. We have not done anything. She's just, I'm crazy. Whatever you want to call it, I'm crazy. I don't care. I want her dead. You understand that, ma'am?
I do. I'm getting you help.
Her dead.
I understand, and I'm getting you help. Do you have any weapons in your home?
Pardon me, ma'am?
Do you have any weapons in your home?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm having trouble understanding you.
Okay.
Do I have a gun in my home?
Like a gun?
You know what? It's just in cop out
Okay,
here.
I thought you...
And let it go with that. Bye-bye.
Hey, sir? Sir? Hi. It's 911.
Hello?
Hi, it's 911. You disconnected, and I just wanted to talk...
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble understanding you.
Okay.
Just hang on.
Okay.
Are you with the police department?
I work at the 911 center.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Send the cop out here before I kill my wife.
Okay, I don't want you to do that. So I want to... is there any way that you can go outside to wait for police?
Oh, I don't have time for games. Just send
No. Listen.
or two out here because I'm really pissed off at my wife
Okay.
and I want to hurt her.
Sir?
You understand my request?
I understand, and you listen to me now, okay? I'm sending police, talking to me. The police are on their way,
Oh, good.
okay? And when you come, sir, I have questions to ask you. Does anyone there need an ambulance?
What do you want to know?
Does anyone there need an ambulance?
Pardon me?
Do you need an ambulance?
I don't know what you're saying, ma'am.
Medic? Do you need medic?
It's very simple.
Okay.
Listen to me very carefully.
Will you go outside and talk to the police? I'm listening to you.
I want to hurt my wife. I don't want to hurt anybody else.
Okay, will you go outside to talk to the police, please?
All I want is an officer or two, whatever it takes, to come down here to my apartment, my address, and arrest me. Me.
I know.
Shut up and listen. I just want to be away from this woman.
Yeah. So, I heard what you said.
You understand that now?
Yes. I want for you to go outside to talk to the police so then you can accomplish your goal. Bye. Bye.
On the afternoon of March 6, 2015, police responded to the second-story apartment and could hear the man, Charles Hendricks Foster, yelling inside. Suddenly, he burst out the door smoking a cigarette. As he leaned on the railing of the second-story balcony, officers noticed blood on his nose and wrist. He told them he was tired of his wife, so he hit her. Foster smelled of alcohol. He said he just wanted to finish his cigarette before he went to jail. The Bellingham Herald police found his wife, 58-year-old Gail Chorus, on the couch. She was leaning back, staring up at the ceiling, taking short breaths. She held the right side of her chest where she'd been stabbed. A knife and traces of blood were in the kitchen sink. Chorus survived the 3-inch stab wound that nearly pierced her lung. She could have died without emergency medical aid. Meanwhile, Foster told the detective he'd beaten and stabbed his wife because, in his words, she's a drunk and a loser. At times, he said he wanted her dead. Other times, he said he didn't actually want to kill her, but that hopefully he could hurt her. However, the man showed no remorse for the attack. Foster said he was mad at Chorus because she brought alcohol into the home, but the alcohol was ruining their marriage. He said he had 2 drinks of rum. That afternoon, a blood test at the county jail gave Foster's blood alcohol content of .232. In Washington State, the legal limit to drive is .08. Chorus and Foster had been married for a little over a year. They moved to Ferndale about 2 weeks before the stabbing. Chorus told police that at first the marriage had been good, but Foster would get mean when he drank. She filed for divorce in May 2015. Foster had one other domestic violence conviction in Washington State for assaulting a roommate in April 2013 in Pierce County. That woman said Foster pulled a gun on her as he illegally tried to evict her. He pleaded guilty to reduced misdemeanor charges and, for that crime, served about a week behind bars. On July 16, 2015, he pleaded guilty to attempted murder for stabbing his wife and was sentenced to 10 years in an Eastern Washington prison. In November 2013, a Halloween murder homicide took place when Lisbon man Lee Holmes fatally shot his 10-year-old ex-wife, Holly Thompson. He reported his crime to 911, but when officers arrived, he shot himself. Yes, I went to the boiler homicide. Homicide.
A homicide?
Yeah.
Where at?
First and I don't know.
The old hospital?
Yep.
What? Okay, who are you?
I am
Who did you kill, sir?
my ex-wife. My name is JDay72.
You're in the old hospital?
I'm behind the old hospital.
Behind the old hospital. Where's she at?
Here, actually, to Waste Management Dumpster, right where I am.
Waste management section behind the hall?
Corner
burnt, and I don't know that it's part.
He killed your girlfriend?
My ex-wife.
Your ex-wife.
Yeah.
She was laying beside the dumpster. Yeah.
I covered her with a blue sheet.
Which part of the old hospital are you by, sir?
Behind, if you hear the main roads out front and call the back behind, that's where I'm at.
Okay, I'm sorry, so you're behind where?
The old hospital, the one that's shut down.
Yes, sir. Okay, your name?
Lee Marlon Colton. 12/30/1981. What else do you want to know?
12:30. Okay. We got somebody coming, sir, for you. Just,
I do have a handgun, and I am planning on killing him.
Oh, sir, don't do what you said. He's cold 30, handgun. Oh, sir, why would you want to do that? Can you please put the gun down?
It's in my pocket. I'm not actively holding it.
You're actively holding that?
I said I'm not actively holding it.
You're not. Okay. Okay, you're not. It's in your pocket. Okay.
It's 4:45. And there are 5 remaining bullets left in it.
Yes, we do. Affirmative. Okay, restart your last name again.
EOALSTOS.
Alfred. Okay. Sir, what are you wearing? Lee? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Several days prior to the crime, Colston had taken a plea deal in Alliance Municipal Court where he would be liable to pay a $100 fine and spend 3 days behind bars for reportedly lying to city police and filing a child endangering charge against his ex-wife about a month before. Lee had reportedly confronted Holly at her Burt Avenue home, shot her, and carried her less than a block away. Police arrived at the scene, a parking lot at the corner of Arch Avenue and College Street, and found the deceased Holly Colston with multiple gunshot wounds next to a dumpster, covered with a blanket. They also found the fatally injured 31-year-old Lee Colston, who was airlifted to Akron General Hospital and placed on life support. He was pronounced dead hours later after being removed from life support. There is no information on where the previously mentioned children are, but it is presumed that they are in relatives' care. In the early hours of April 17, 2009, multiple family members woke up to blood-curdling screams at 6:44 a.m. Hoffman states police got a call from a distraught woman who said her family had been stabbed. The events leading up to this horrific incident showed the rocky relationship between the victim and the killer.
911, where do you use the system?
I need an ambulance for somebody coming to
What address?
1035. Let's move on it.
Okay, 1035 has Blue Dot and Hoffman Street?
Oh, I don't want to front line.
Okay, who's hurt?
My mom, my sister, my boyfriend.
What happened?
It's so loud and quiet, and I just need somebody to get me out to my street.
Do not hang up on me, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, man, I need you to calm down, okay? Tell me exactly what happened. Man, I need you to tell me exactly what happened, okay?
Hello?
Hello, what's happening over there?
Fine. It already happened.
You might need to come fix him on that bed.
What do you mean?
Because he's going to fall in between the
In the
couch.
Yeah, he'd be alright.
His ass, and he's already, like, there.
Jesus, why don't you just move him?
I can't move him. I'm not strong enough. We're tall enough.
Scout is protected by Simparica Trio, and he's in it to win it. Simparica Trio is the first chew with triple protection. Oh, please! And ticks! Intestinal worms! Well, worm disease, no problem. 4 male suspects were arrested in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. In January of 2023, roughly a week after the death of 19-year-old Madison Brooks, on the 14th of the month, shortly before midnight, Brooks had sent her mother a text message telling the woman that she loved her while she was out at Reggie's bar. Earlier in the evening, the Louisiana State University student had been talking to teenager Desmond Carter, whom she'd met at the establishment. She left with him and 3 others who were subsequently named as 18-year-olds Kayvon DeAndre Washington, Kaysen Carver, and Everett Lee, aged 28. Carver would admit to law enforcement that Brooks was very unstable on her feet, was not able to keep her balance, and was unable to speak clearly without slurring her words. It was later determined that Brooks's blood alcohol level was nearly 4 times the legal driving limit for the state of Louisiana. After they left, she was in the back seat with Washington and Carter, while Carver drove and Lee was in the front seat. Brooks was reportedly unable to provide the men with her address. As they drove around, she was then reported to have had relations with Carter and Washington. A 29-second video would later be presented in court by prosecutors with Brooks yelling, "Get out, get out, get out. I'll Uber myself." She was let out on the side of the busy Burbank Highway in conditions of heavy rain. Distraught and severely intoxicated, Brooks stumbled into the road and was struck by an oncoming car, suffering devastating injuries. The driver remained with her, and 2 Good Samaritans tried to revive the teen as they waited for the emergency services. Brooks was taken to a local hospital and was still breathing when her parents reached her, but then passed away. The 4 men who'd been with her in the moments leading up to her death were all charged on varying degrees of abuse. They maintained that the relations in the car hadn't been forced, but prosecutors would argue that Brooks was too intoxicated to give consent. Moreover, it was noted that she wouldn't have ended up on the roadway without the men's involvement. A hearing from May of 2023 indicated that a judge had agreed with the prosecution, determining that Brooks had been abused, with the attack itself leading to her death. The trial was set to proceed as of the latest updates on the matter, with Carter being trialed as an adult. He and Washington faced life in prison, while the others were charged as principals. Number 6. Tracy Smith. In April of 2023, law enforcement in Coral Springs, Florida, arrested 43-year-old Tracy Smith in the parking lot of Exceed Preparatory Academy, a private school where she was the principal. Smith, a married mother of 3, had been helping an unnamed male student with his studies since October of 2022. They reportedly became close on a personal level and eventually began talking through iMessage and Snapchat. The team reportedly regarded Smith as a mother figure, but nevertheless, their communication progressed to talks of an intimate nature. Smith reportedly made a comment to the student about having relations with him. The pair exchanged photos, in some of which the teen was shirtless while Smith was clothed. During a subsequent meetup in the principal's office, she touched him inappropriately, and the teen became uncomfortable with the situation, feeling like she'd crossed the line. He reported Smith to school officials, who alerted the authorities. It was determined that the principal had used her influence over the teenager to try and have intercourse with him. The educator, who had over 20 years of experience, was fired from her position and faced 1 count of soliciting and engaging in inappropriate conduct by an authority figure. Number 5. 2014 viral hoax. On November the 11th of 2014, the drunk girl in public video was posted to YouTube, where it quickly went viral and sparked outrage from viewers. The woman in the clip, 24-year-old Jennifer Box, walked down LA's Hollywood Boulevard while while drinking from a bottle wrapped in a paper bag. She appeared to be severely inebriated and asked for directions for the bus stop that would get her to Culver City. Box was shown interacting with several men, all but one of whom tried to coax her back to their homes. The video gained a great deal of attention, and the vast majority of internet users reacting to it condemned the men's behavior. However, it would turn out that they, along with Box herself, were actually the victims in the entire situation, which had been staged by a pair of student filmmakers. Later in the month, Box herself posted an apology video to YouTube saying that she'd been led to believe she was taking part in a light-hearted prank. Box apologized profusely, adding, "Had I known the damaging outcome of this video, I never would have participated." She noted that those with whom she'd interacted in the clip were perfect gentlemen, and their seemingly predatory behavior had actually been the result of them being misled by the directors, Stephen Jang and Seth Leach. Sources told the Smoking Gun that the men were approached on the street and told it would be a comedic hidden camera video or a sketch, when the end result was them being portrayed as predators. Mike Koshak, one of the men in the clip, took to Facebook to denounce its authenticity within days of its release. He reportedly received a private message from Leach asking him to just go with it, followed by promises of including him in his team's supposedly imminent success. Number 4. Christopher Hughes.
Pete knows nothing will ever capture the beauty of his wife, but that doesn't stop him from trying. He's a Mike.
That's my wife.
When there's a Mike's in your hand, there's a Mike in your heart. The world needs more Mikes.
Michael Thomas and Eric Bass. On February the 23rd of 2014, Christopher Hughes, Michael Thomas and Eric Bass forced their way into a home in Madison, Wisconsin, and carried out a horrific attack on a married couple. The trio, all in their 20s, had been acting on information provided by Euphemia Neumeier. She had told them that the homeowner, a man she was dating, had money around the house. The robbers, one of whom was wearing a mask similar to the one from the slasher movie Scream, mistakenly went into a neighboring home belonging to a couple whose identities weren't revealed. The man, who was legally blind without his glasses, asked, "Is someone there?" At around 5 a.m. after hearing commotion. Moments later, the robbers burst into the bedroom. They threatened to kill the couple. Even after the woman had repeatedly told them that she was pregnant, the man was severely beaten, and all 3 of the robbers proceeded to assault and abuse his wife. The couple were then placed in their belongings, electronics, cards, and wedding rings. The victims sought help from a neighbor. He reported that the man had a baseball-sized contusion on his head while his partner was bleeding as a result of the abuse. Madison Interim Police Chief Randy Gaber, a 27-year veteran of the force, told the media,
The South Carolina primary has just concluded, and there are some massive blinking red lights for Donald Trump. The first is that he took about 60% compared to Nikki Haley's 40%. Let's be clear, the guy is running as an incumbent. I mean, hell, some complaints that he didn't even lose the last election, so he would really be the incumbent. And yet, the incumbent is running just to vote? In Trump's victory speech, he literally said that the Republican Party is unified. If the GOP was any less unified, it would be split into 2 separate parties. And by the way, for those who say, yeah, well, he's still winning every primary, you want to know what a decisive win actually looks like? Joe Biden got over 96% of the vote in South Carolina. That is what it looks like when you win decisively. That's what the incumbency advantage looks like. Those that may want to sell this idea that he's running as the incumbent and that the party is unified behind him, but performing 35 points worse than Joe Biden is as apples-to-apples proof as you're going to get that Trump is increasingly weak, even within his own party. By the way, this isn't a one-off. It's a consistent theme among the GOP base. In Iowa, Trump got 51% of the vote, and in New Hampshire, Trump got 54% of the vote. Meaning, thus far, he has at no point come close to consolidating the same share of his party as Joe Biden did as the Democrat. Trump's weakness among his own base is as consistent as it gets. Another blinking red light? Here you go. The real key here is this 59% of Haley voters who say that they would not vote for Donald Trump should he become the nominee. That counts for about 24% of the Republican Party, which is right along the lines of what their New York Times
Bro, bitty little dude, Tucker, me, I don't know.
in terms of the makeup of the Republican Party, in which there's about 25% of Republicans who say that they are never Trumpers. That 59% of family voters won't vote for Trump. I want to be clear, that is a death knell for Trump's campaign. And it's not like Haley voters comprise some negligent faction of the GOP. Again, they are 40% of the primary base in South Carolina. And more than half of that 40% isn't going to vote for Donald Trump if he's the nominee. But those are the numbers from South Carolina's Republican primary voters, the most engaged, the most conservative. Then just imagine what the general electorate is going to look like. Imagine how those independents and suburban moms and conservative Democrats are going to vote. I mean, hell, even if 10% of the Republican primary base voters snub Donald Trump in an election where every vote counts and where wins will be determined on the margins, Trump is looking forward to a rough election in November. And by the way, this isn't a fluke. It is the same issue that Trump's contended with in the previous contest in Iowa. And with a very registered poll out of Iowa, 11% of Republican caucus goers said that the contest is between Biden and Trump, they would vote for Biden. Meaning this is a recurring theme for Trump, and one that seems to be growing, not shrinking. And bear in mind, these are defections that he can't afford. Remember, the guy's only job is to expand his program. He lost by razors and margins in states like Arizona and Georgia and Wisconsin, and yet far from closing that gap, the guy is seeing massive defections from within his own base. Frankly, these people should be gimmies, and yet Trump only managed 51% in Iowa and 54% in New Hampshire, and now 60% in South Carolina. And we're supposed to think that's some huge win? That Trump world is going to claim that Donald Trump is the second coming of Christ within the GOP. That's their prerogative. But then they need to explain how the second coming of Christ within the GOP is still contending with roughly half of his own base defecting to other candidates, with a significant chunk of voters outright admitting that they would rather vote for Joe Biden than him. Even if Trump is winning primaries, those numbers are nothing to celebrate. And finally, one more major warning sign for Trump. CNN exit polls asked Haley voters whether Trump is fit to be president if convicted of a crime. 82% said no. Nearly all of them. Again, a familiar pattern. After the Iowa caucus, 31% of Iowa caucus voters said no. And in New Hampshire, 42% said no. That Trump wouldn't be fit to be president if convicted of a crime. And look, not that I can predict the future, but the dude is contending with 4 prosecutions and 91 criminal charges. He is going to be convicted. He's already lost every case thus far. And if even half of those 82% of Haley voters in South Carolina, or 31% of Republican caucus voters in Iowa, or 42% of voters in New Hampshire defect back to Trump, still that would leave a massive exodus of Republican voters who view Donald Trump as unfit to serve. So look, the lazy take here is that I should just shut up and just tell one of you really why. If that's the level of discourse you're looking for, knock yourself out. Because if you don't want to see the warning signs that Trump is contending with in his own race,
Tucker,
not
down.
He's beating his chest as the incumbent as the only guy who can possibly unite the GOP.
Down.
And he's barely able to eke out 50% of the first three contests. And even then, a good portion of those voters have vowed never to support him. And even more of those voters think that being convicted
Oh, he's not even language.
he's about to spend the majority of 2024 inside of a courtroom.
There you go. Hey, buddy, I just want to know where you was at. Come on.
I don't believe Donald Trump can beat Joe Biden. There are huge numbers of voters in our Republican primaries who are saying they want an alternative. I said earlier this week,
You can change the channel.
what happens in South Carolina, I would continue to run for president. I'm a woman of my word.
That Nikki Haley isn't leaving the race. Meaning she's going to continue pulling out his balls from his own race. She's going to continue to spend money on her and not Joe Biden. She's going to continue showing the whole country just how weak she is by giving those anti-Trump Republicans an outlet to voice their distance. She won't win the nomination, but she can do a ton of damage.
That's right.
And by the way,
I don't ever pickaxe.
What?
Wanting to have the benefits of the White House and say you're the one who won before, you're basically the president.
Shit from people that got killed. Skeletons in the middle of the night.
Anything close to incumbent numbers.
Donald Trump always tells us about his greatest fears by announcing them.
Yes.
And the thing that sticks out to me as we talk about all of the aftermath of all of this is Trump getting up on the podium tonight and saying, the party is unified like never before. And that is the thing that he's most scared about in this instance. The party is not unified.
And also whether the money continues, which again, as we said, like that really is a big question because you can't really do it unless it does continue.
My takeaway for the night is that Joe Biden won the night. Donald Trump decisively won South Carolina. That is who Joe Biden wants to run against. And Nikki Haley pulled between 30 and 40% of the voters who were not voting for Nikki Haley policies. They were voting against Donald Trump.
You know, I agree with that it's a big winning night for the Biden-Harris ticket. Going forward, there's only one exit poll question that matters in the rest of these Republican contests, and that is two Haley voters.
You should be hoping more for fucking Biden-Harris than fucking anybody else. Everybody else trying to turn this shit into a fucking dictatorship.
Make sure you get that. One final observation,
if you're gonna hope, you better get out there and vote instead of hoping and not voting.
This is the least likely. It happens.
Joe Biden, contrary to what everybody been talking about, realistically speaking, he's been the best president so far in the history of the United States as far as bringing results.
Yeah, I will say that.
That's just,
I mean, some of what he brought was not good, but
shit. Like what? He the reason why you still got your job. Why it's not in danger.
South Carolina voters, but about 4 in 10 in all
might not be the job you want to have, but
going back all the way to Iowa.
He the one that brought these motherfuckers that's doing this road construction. Ain't been done in 50 years.
To clear more than about 6 in 10.
And we talk about all presidents.
Particularly in the most evangelical 92% white electorate in the first 3 contests, and that means South Carolina. I'm going to do a deep dive on them because, as Lawrence said earlier, Joe Biden doesn't need all of them. He needs 3 to 5% of them to say that Donald Trump is so unacceptable that not only do they prefer Nikki Haley in the primary, they'd rather have Joe Biden than Donald Trump in the general. So there you go. Other than taking home the delegates, tonight was a pretty grim showing for Donald Trump in South Carolina. Before you go, I need some help. Please subscribe to the channel and do your part to help grow the progressive media ecosystem. I don't do sponsorships or paid ads, I won't ask for money, but just subscribing to this channel goes a really long way, and it helps get the message out to more people. The subscribe button is right here on the screen. You can also subscribe to my Spanish language channel, which I make to reach those crucial Spanish-speaking voters. That link is on the screen too. And finally, if you want to listen to my audio podcast, you can follow that link as well. Thanks so much for watching.
GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Tonight, the tragedy in Texas, historic flash flooding, turning deadly, disasters declared in nearly 24 counties, drivers in Dallas trapped and homes destroyed after nearly a year's worth of rain fell in just 24 hours.
Damn.
The country's southern border, the horrific drownings, at least 2 migrant children dying after they were swept up in the raging Rio Grande. The emergency felt nationwide, with thousands of flights also delayed or canceled, and millions of Americans now in the storm's path. Also, charges dropped against 2 Atlanta police officers caught on camera fatally shooting Rashard Brooks at a Wendy's after he wrestled with one of the officers, tried escaping, and fired at officers with one of their tasers. The killing just weeks after George Floyd's sparked massive protests, while a special prosecutor is now saying the use of force was quite reasonable. Primary battles, Democrats in Florida voting for the candidate who will challenge Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. And in New York, 2 longtime Democrats and House chairs battling it out for 1 seat. Atmosphere and the dangerous policies, shocking and violent attacks caught on camera from coast to coast. Many of the suspects released almost immediately. The outrage tonight over lax bail reform laws, including from the governor of New York, who demanded the suspect in one case be rearrested. Plus, celebrity drought. Several A-listers from Kim Kardashian to Sylvester Stallone accused of wasting water and excessive use amid that historic drought out west. The warnings now handed down.
That nigga supposed to be filming a movie in Ohio right now. Sylvester Stallone.
A movie?
Yeah, in Oxford, Ohio.
So will others follow suit as students head back to class? Top story.
I forgot the name of it.
And good evening, the pictures coming in tonight are wild. The country hit with yet another once-in-a-lifetime weather event. The historic flooding in Texas turning deadly. Texas's governor declaring a disaster in at least 23 counties, and this is why. Parts of the state received nearly a year's worth of rain in just a single day. Rescues playing out throughout the day. The governor also saying at least 100 homes had been damaged or completely destroyed. But as the water there recedes, the impact felt in the skies. Videos showing packed airports from coast to coast, with FlightAware reporting more than 3,000 flights in and out of the U.S. delayed or canceled just today. The storm is also taking a tragic turn at the U.S. border with Mexico. A 5-year-old from Guatemala, one of several migrants killed by the currents in the dangerous Rio Grande. We'll have more on those stories in just a few moments. But we begin tonight with Blaine Alexander in Dallas, leading us off.
With more rain in 2 days than the city typically sees in months, tonight Dallas is facing its second worst flooding in nearly a century.
Nigga, this old news.
The rain turning roads into rivers, leaving dozens of cars stranded. One young girl had to be carried to safety when her family's RV flooded.
This was the first time in 90 years that we've had this much rain in a 24-hour period.
Vanessa Diaz says they had almost
a fucking RV flood.
So
damn.
It was under here, but you couldn't see the trampoline.
The water was past the trampoline.
Yes, it was past the trampoline.
How long did it take for the water to rise?
Minutes. It was minutes. It took very little time.
The unforgiving waters have already claimed at least one life. In Mesquite, Texas, officials say a woman's car was rushed off the road. Inside, she was on the phone with her family before losing contact. Tonight, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has declared a state of emergency.
We have more than 100 homes being damaged or impacted in some way.
Nearly 3 million people remain under flood watch, including parts of Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi,
Texas ain't been ready for shit lately.
They what?
They ain't been ready for nothing lately.
Arizona left waterlogged, while further west, millions
They've been
more are
getting
weathering the
hit with all type of
5
drastic
million people are under heat
weather
alert, with some temperatures across California
lately. And these motherfuckers talking about
degrees. Back in
global
Dallas,
warming.
while the rain is over, for Diaz and her family, the cleanup has just begun. This trailer holds all that's left of her son's bedroom.
Water was coming in from everywhere. The doors, the bottom of the ground, the walls, it was just everywhere.
Blaine Alexander joins us now from Dallas. Blaine, storms always expose vulnerabilities in cities when they hit. Flash flooding is sometimes so hard to prepare for, but it seems like in some cases Dallas was really unprepared for this level of flooding. We saw those incredible images.
Dallas unprepared for everything.
What did Dallas residents say?
Tommy just heard from Vanessa there in that story, and she told me that she and her family, her 3 young children, as well as many people who lived on that street, were largely unprepared. They woke up in the middle of the night. The water was already up to their ankles. She said they had to rush to get their kids out, and then they lived next door and help their neighbors. She said, bottom line, they didn't expect it to be that bad. She's lived in that house, Tom, for nearly a decade and has never seen flooding like that. Tom.
Those storms in the southwest also turned deadly at the Texas-Mexico border. The flood even
Tex-Mex.
Rio Grande. The currents this week claiming the lives of several migrants, among them toddlers. Joining me now is Squad Vegas. Squad, we know this year we've seen a record number of migrants making their way north. We were just reporting this last week on this air, and that river incredibly dangerous even when the weather is not a factor. But tonight we're learning about a 5-year-old as the latest victim. Tom, a reminder of how deadly the river can be because of the rain, because of the time of the year. Now we have a 5-year-old that's drowned, crossing from Ciudad Juarez into El Paso, Texas. Mexican authorities recovered the body. Guatemalan authorities have informed that both the mother and the child were crossing into the U.S. Through that river, which, as we mentioned, is very dangerous. Right now, they were separated. And the 5-year-old young girl died. The mother is now receiving help from the government. Meanwhile, Tom, I should also mention that further down the river, also in Texas, in the Eagle Pass area, a 3-year-old boy died also crossing the river, while authorities recovered a 2-year-old that did survive. So a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old, but with a group of migrants, a 2-month-old, that is. That 2-month-old was rescued by firemen after
after a border patrol called the fireman, and he was taken to a hospital in San Antonio, but the 3-year-old boy did die. This is how dangerous the river is. We were just on the phone with the sheriff in Eagle Pass, who told us migrants don't realize that because of the rain and the time of the year, it is extremely dangerous and very difficult to cross in areas where other migrants have crossed in the past, and we're seeing it with these miners that are dying among other migrants that have been victims in this part of the country, Tom. These are horrific headlines, and I understand you spoke with the sheriff there, but all of
Yeah, people don't care because they ain't fucking United States citizens. These are fucking humans. Fucking bastards.
Well, the young girl, the 5-year-old, that body was recovered by Mexican authorities. That's in El Paso, in Juarez, that is. And meanwhile, Border Patrol on the American side rescued that 2-month-old baby in the 3-year-old. So, you know, between trying to rescue migrants that get sent
Oh, that's perfect. I didn't think it was going to land right. Nice.
In the past, they don't have enough people to patrol this area in the river. So what he wanted me to say is to make sure that people know it is very dangerous. We're talking about a border in Texas that is just too long, and it's impossible to patrol for all the authorities. So the best thing they can do now is warn people of how dangerous that river is because of the current at the moment and those rains we've seen in that area, Tom. All the dangers of crossing the border plus the extreme weather. Okay, was the negative for us. For more on the dangerous weather conditions sweeping the country, NBC News meteorologist Bill Cairns joins Top Story live tonight. So, Bill, my first question to you is, why did things get so bad in Dallas? Well, they had this historic drought, remember? So the ground is compact, the ground is hard, the rain fell so hard, the runoff was extreme, and that was the big part of this. Here's the Dallas area, and the highest totals were just to the east of Dallas. That's where we had the fatality of the lady in the car. That area picked up in the speed almost 15 inches of rain. So, drought continued. Second longest dry streak, followed by the second wettest August day in history. And this was a 1 in 1,000 year flood, 12 inches of rain in 12 hours. And there is a climate change connection to this. Warmer atmosphere can hold more water. And in the future, we can expect more events similar to this. So, Bill, we're still tracking all this extreme weather. What can those states in the Gulf Coast expect? Well, we got lucky today. Louisiana was under a flash flood watch, and they had a potential for significant flash flooding. It really didn't develop, and no one's complaining. We do have one area with a flash flood warning, but Shreveport got away with this so far today. We're still under about 3 million people in this flash flood watch. We still have the storm that is spinning over Monroe, Louisiana. All the heavy rain is shifted into Mississippi. Thunderstorms are pushing into areas of Atlanta, also into areas of Alabama. So we'll continue to see areas of rain, and if we're going to get flash flooding out of this, the areas that are highlighted by our computer, the best chance up to 6 inches of rain widespread from Jackson up to Starkville in Mississippi, and then from Birmingham. We have to watch this too, and even the possibilities of heavy rain in Atlanta, which of course you get the heavy rain in Atlanta tomorrow, could mean more airport delays too. All right, Bill Cairns for tonight. Bill, we do appreciate it. Next tonight to another major story we're following, that deadly police shooting caught on camera in Atlanta in 2020. A special prosecutor on the investigation announcing that the officers involved will not face charges following the killing of Rayshard Brooks, the fatal shooting igniting days of violent protests. NBC's Miguel Almaguer has more.
The 2 officers who wrestled with Rayshard Brooks, including the one who fired the fatal shots as he ran away, will not face criminal charges after the 2020 death that sparked nationwide protests.
Officers had no way of knowing or anticipating that within seconds of this encounter, both would be attacked by Brooks.
Today, Atlanta's special prosecutor announcing officers Garrett Rolfe, who fired his gun, and Devin Brosnan committed no crimes, and that the use of deadly force was reasonable after Brooks stripped one of the officers of his taser, then fired that weapon at police as he ran.
Both acted as reasonable officers would under the facts and were justified in the use of force regarding the situation.
What's up, man? Hey, your car's in the drive-thru right now.
After discovering Brooks asleep
What kind of robot you smoking that up?
Huh?
Fucking vape with all the digital shit on it. What the fuck is that?
Suddenly began fighting with officers.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I got it only because it's got 15,000 posts in it.
I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Turn out the light. I'm like, what the fuck?
You turned the light off?
I changed the lights, baby. I turned the TV to the fish thing.
Oh, okay.
To the fish bowl.
sorry for her, to be honest, if she's got this relationship, well, non-relationship.
Yeah. The thing is, I know she's confused, right? Because she like, why is Jason the one for Charlie? You know what I mean? Like, everything. She even asked the school one time, like, why does he seem to be so worried about disappointing his dad or letting his dad down? And it was like, that's his one. He's his one. That was just way before anything, right?
Yeah.
So I know it kills her that she thinks that she can buy people's love, right? The bitch tried to buy me with her daddy's money. Seriously, when I first met her, she's like,
yeah, she has no access to
it. Yeah, she tried to buy me with his money so bad and tried to talk about it all the time. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about none of that, bitch. The money don't impress me, but she thinks she could. That's why she bought the toy. That's why she wanted to make sure that he brought it to him before she left, trying to get him. Listen, Rachel don't even like him playing the PlayStation, right? Now, listen, not only do he play the PlayStation now, my daddy, probably my daddy got that. Said, I need to get out and try anything to keep him from wanting to come around. It's not gonna, that's my son, bitch. Stop. You know what I mean? What the fuck? I ain't the villain. I ain't your fucking enemy. I'm just not your friend, bitch. The fuck?
To her, if you're not one, you're the other.
Yeah. It's fucking terrible. Just grow the fuck up. I was talking to Nigeria. I'm like, why in the fuck would any fucking parent?
You don't have to be friends.
Yeah, you know.
You gotta raise your kids.
That's it. I was asking Nigeria. I said, I can't understand what I was talking about. I said, I can't understand for the life of me how one parent would not want the other parent involved with the children.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Like, that makes no fucking sense. I don't give a fuck what your relationship is. Yeah. You want so bad to have something bad to say that you'll rather create it than to